There have always been vastly different opinions about how cinematic games should be. From the Cinemaware library on the Amiga, to Naughty Dog's brain-meltingly detailed titles for modern consoles, there is certainly an argument to be made that the pursuit of cinematic presentation is a worthwhile one. However, it's important to keep in mind what makes a game unique when compared to other art forms. When it comes to games that stand on the strength of their gameplay rather than their presentation, there are few people with as much authority to speak on the subject as Sid Meier. As the genius behind such incredible franchises like Railroad Tycoon, Pirates, and of course, the Civilization series, Sid's gamography reads like a laundry list of titles that can be considered gameplay first. Most of Sid's popular games were strategy titles, so they were understandably not dependent on a heavy narrative. However, through clever use of elements like character archetypes and lore, they provide the bones of a story for the player to subsequently fill in themselves. This works because the player is constantly engaging with Sid's games. The direction of the game is determined by the choices made by the player, not just the game's designer. Sid has described the key difference between games and movies as such. In a movie, you're really watching somebody else's story, so the better the story or the better the actor, the more interested you are in the movie. In a game, the more interesting you are as a player, the more successful the game is. So, in a way, things that work in movies are designed to impress you with what somebody else is doing. A good game impresses you with what you're doing. It's important to note that there are gradations to a game's balance of presentation versus gameplay. The best cinematic games still feature fantastic gameplay opportunities for the player to engage with, whether it's stringing together combos in Devil May Cry or blasting their way through ruins in Uncharted. The trap is when a game sacrifices player agency in favour of excessive cinematics. Not every game needs to be as pure as Sid's, but there is certainly a reason that so many of his games are still fun to play all these years later. Some modern developers definitely need to take a leaf out of Sid's book.